had a very clear vision that I should not marry from my third standard. Somehow I had this deep desire that unmarrieds are happy, therefore I should not marry. Because I have seen so many unmarried people, those who are serving the society when I was a child, and they all were happy, they were bindas, no responsibility, they were doing what they want, and there was nobody to question them as per my little few minutes of interaction with them. So I decided all the marrieds are one day happy, one day unhappy. They fight, and they fight so naturally as if they are Ravana and Sita, and the other day they are so close, they love each other like they are Sita and Rama. And I didn't get it. I thought they are acting when they were fighting, but I felt they are fighting from their heart. The words, the memory is pulling all the strings from different incidents. Then I thought maybe the love was fake. But later I even realized the love was also real. Then one thing I understood, I should not live this life, because when the people, those who are fighting, they feel bad for their marriage, and when they feel happy, they feel happy for marriage. And I don't want that uncertainty. I don't want to be happy one day and unhappy one day, and knowingly I don't want to marry somebody with whom I am going to be happy and unhappy in different time. And the most unfortunate thing is they too don't know when they will be unhappy and happy. So they'll be fully ready for travel, and last second something happens and quarrel happens, the plan changes, they'll fight and they'll cry. So this was so deep in my heart. I witnessed so many families. I'm sure many people or everybody agree to this. I have never seen a completely happy, all-time happy couple till I was 20, 25. Till I was 20, 25, 23. Till I was 23, I never seen a completely happy couple, made for each other kind of a heavenly happy couple. So I thought this all fake, so I should not marry at all. But in Gurukul, when they were talking about life and they were talking about mind in yoga psychology, in Yoga Sutra, I understood a very beautiful thing. I understood marriage is not the problem. The way people understand marriage and live the married life is the problem. So this really blew my mind, because till then I was thinking marriage is the problem. Then I understood the marrieds are the problem, not the marriage. So then I started go through different scriptures and many stories from Puranas and Itihasas, where literally changed my entire perspective. So what a beautiful couple should be, an ideal beautiful husband and wife should be, etc. And then I understood, yes, so I should marry. So that's when I took a very strong call that I should marry, and I married. And within 1 month, I had a deep hope that once I get married, I am going to be the happiest person ever, and I am going to show the world how a happy person should be, how a happy couple should be. I will live and I will show the world that it is not,
Give the example, be the example one, for everybody.
I didn't realize that it is an egoistic statement then. From my heart, I believed that how can you miss this such a big truth? Let me prove it. So that was my thought, and I tell you, more than 5 years I was teaching yoga psychology to my engineering college students. And whenever the marriage thing comes up, whenever the thought of love topic comes up, I used to make so blunt and bold statements that if you have the guts, then you can change the world out. It doesn't need a XYZ quality life partner to you. Any life partner comes to you, if you know how to handle you, then you can lead a happy married life. So this was a statement which I used to lavishly use to motivate them to but when I got married, I tell you, it's a big story. Just getting into the point, after marriage, within 1 month, in my honeymoon, we had a fight. I tell you, Tapashri, this is ultimate fight. My whole life, I never thought I will fight. Whereas within 1 month, I had a fight, and that fight was so horrible. In my honeymoon, in Alapi boat, inside the boathouse, in the boat, we had a fight. And the first thought came to my mind is, within 1 month, I failed. My entire future is doomed. My whole plan for future, because I thought of living a role model life and to impress people and to teach people. and I literally shattered into pieces, and I was crying, and even my wife didn't understand why I was crying. So then she came down and she was asking, "What happened? Okay, sorry, what happened?" And I was not in a mood to even convey her that I am crying for such a reason, because that was not the time even to, because I couldn't even speak. I still remember. I literally I sat down on the floor and I was sitting with the closed eyes and I was crying like a baby. I never thought that I will speak and laugh on that moment now, but then it was
Yeah.
like the
Oh, it's
sky.
life shattering moment for you.
Yeah, and yeah, I remember the second one. The second one was I couldn't communicate to people. I couldn't share what I want to say, so I couldn't convey what I want to say. So that was the biggest hurdle for me, with whom I lived for 6 years in the Gurukul with all my batchmates. I couldn't understand them. I couldn't understand what they like, what they don't like. I don't know how to communicate. So that was also one more reason where I felt so bad, and I had a very tough time in learning communication, how to understand people, how to talk, how to convey, how to understand, how to analyze people.
Yeah.
So these three things literally made me a man.
That's amazing. That's a beautiful journey. That's quite nice. So now, would you use this statement lavishly, the one that you used, or
Yes,
you would change this?
I use lavishly, but I use consciously also.
Okay. Okay.
For moving away from this
Yeah.
topic, I would like to tell one thing. um, because of that fall, because of that fight,
Yeah.
I made the conviction more strong, and I kept the goal even far away from my reach, because I understood how tough it is. And I started analyzing and experimenting and experiencing and observing me and my partner more closely. And I started observing the different scriptures on connecting how exactly, what exactly, playing what, etc. And I tell you one thing. I am not here to again do the same mistake saying that I am the best husband of the world or the best couple. We are the best. No, definitely no. But one thing I can guaranteely say, that I am far away from that old Shankar.
Yeah.
The one who was fighting, the one who couldn't understand, the one who was expecting
Yeah.
everything. Because
Yeah.
I always say this: the relationship definitely will have some ifs and buts. There will be some power cuts happen, but the problem is not the power cut. The problem is how quick the UPS works.
Mm.
So there are people those whose relationship gets into power cut, and for days it will not come back to normalcy, right? So there will be a cold war happening in kitchen, in dining table, in buys and highs. So they will have that hesitation somewhere. They know that they are not normal back. So how far that comes back to normal, whether it is 4 days or whether it is 4 seconds or 4 minutes.
Mm.
So I am working on it, and definitely yes, still power cut happens, but by divine's grace and by my wife's support and my effort, definitely the power cuts are happening, but the backup is happening so
Backup.
fast, so fast,
Yeah. Yeah.
so fast.
And that's very important, because that's very well put, because what you're talking about is this phenomena of like falling and then getting back again, right? And most people fall, but they really find it very hard to get back again, and and then continue. And this you're talking about the reducing the time and taking when falling and getting back, because the minimum you have, the better you're going to perform, because you have already learned it and stuff. So here is a very tricky question, might be tricky, might not be tricky for you, but I'll ask, which is the healing. So in this fall and getting up, what time do you give to the healing? If it's like a hurt or something that's come up in a fight, which is kind of really hurt you from inside. So how long does the healing process take, or how do you deal with it?
I don't want to generalize the solution whichever I'm going to give. Okay, so it's customizable, and it should be customized, because we all are
of course,
unique.
yeah.
So what I feel personally is, we should not give healing time for each and every issue. Sometimes the healing time will create more distance, and if the partner is understandable, if the partner knows logics and reason, there is something called as Tarka Shastra, right? So when a person can understand A is equal to B and B is equal to C, therefore A is equal to C. If a person can understand this in an easy way, then that mind is having logics. So wherever the logic works, then we can no need to give time for healing. We can sit and we can explain and we can surrender and we can analyze as if we both are a third person, and we can see what exactly happened, where exactly we missed, who exactly left the track, and how natural it is, and what we need to do further in the future to safeguard the situation to not happen like this, blah blah blah. If the other person, or if the person who is trying to patch up is not having this kind of an analytical approach, then definitely what you said is right. There should be only one thing, that is time, and only time can bring back the flow. The healing thing only takes time, because our emotions all are like passing clouds. It can't stay. It can be lust, or it can be love, or it can be hate, or it can be jealousy, it can be compassion. Even compassion, every emotion is a passing cloud, so it can't stay for a long time in us. There will be a basic nature, and that basic nature is I. Because hunger comes and reminds us in 3 hours, I am existing, I want. So we will come back to our selfishness. So any thoughts or any emotions comes to us, it can't stay for a long time. And since it can't stay for a long time, healing will make us normal, and then it will be easy for anybody to patch up.
No, that's well put. Because that's very important. Because people say in relationships, you got to give yourself time, and because that's a bigger aspect of the so-called popular way of identifying and understanding relations. It's like you need to give yourself time to heal and to get over it. And you have all these hundreds of quotes are floating around, which read well. I mean, I don't know who they apply to, but I just had this question that
what people think is, if they give them some time, the problem will get solved by itself, they think. And both think, if I give some time, he will change, she will change, and both will stay the same. And both will forget in the healing time. They don't patch up, they don't understand the origin of the problem, they don't accept their mistakes, they just forget the mistake. So what happens, after few days they may patch up back and they think that the healing time worked, but later on, in the second time when they get into a fight, they remember the first time incident, why, what, everything in their own stand, and they make the complication more ugly.
It gets convoluted and gets mixed up with
Exactly. So time can't help you. Time can only soften you. You're getting me, right?
Yeah.
So that the intensity of argument, the intensity of debate will reduce, but not the logics behind which created the confusion. So that logic should be addressed only logically.